My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to a J360 Mini Bite, hosted by J.M. Brady, and I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Yeah, y'all. So, another week has come, and let's see, the Mini Bites are on a different day right now. For this week only, you're going to get it on Thursday. By next week, we'll be back on the original format. It's just that quite a lot of stuff has happened. The upgrades are actually going pretty well. It's J360productions.com now, not .wordpress.com. And, of course, we have more links to share with you all. Apparently, this show landed on Radio Public way back in the day, but it's actually a driving force over there now. And then, of course, it landed on Pocket Cast and CastBox. And, of course, I'm wondering, did it land on Breaker? I'll have to check sometime. But, yes. You know something? It's interesting where we are in society, right? You ever had that moment where you sit there and you're like, where are we going? Like, which way is up? Stop the world, I want to get off. Sometimes I've been feeling that way. Matter of fact, that's why, another reason why this episode's late, because, damn, man. I mean, what is it with American society nowadays where they cannot accept, where they can't accept responsibility and do the right thing? Not the right thing in terms of political aspects, but I mean, do the right thing. A woman was killed, shot 8 times in a shoot-off that did not concern her and happened in her house. But then the one police officer that was indicted, aka the fall guy, he's not indicted on murder charges. As a matter of fact, none of them are. He's indicted based off of, the bullets that were shot in another person's apartment. The bullets that went through the drywall. Jesus Christ, man. At least with George Floyd, we managed to get the 4 officers that did it. This is ridiculous here. But honestly, I was talking to a friend of mine about this earlier, and the whole thing is a tragedy from beginning to end. And not only that, a whole no-knock warrant. I mean, granted, it depends on the sting that's involved. Like, whatever the mission that the police have to do. Regarding, like, if you're doing, like, undercover missions, I can understand. But this whole scenario is ridiculous. And not only that, weren't they going after her boyfriend now that I think about it? And how the hell did he survive? Is he still out there running free now that I think about it? There's so many questions regarding the whole scenario and everything that evens up here, and it's like, actually, it doesn't even up at all. I have a lot of questions regarding this. And that damn verdict. That verdict alone just makes me it just makes you want to puke. So all this, righteousness and all these rules that are supposed to be in play to follow for each of us as American citizens, because African Americans are supposed to be, we're supposed to be equal. But, asterisk, right? It just makes you think. It's like, where are we going, man? And then, all this marching, everybody, it's amazing how some people in white America still sees this stuff and still doesn't get it. The kneeling, all that stuff that's happening on, like, NFL, NBA, all that stuff. It wasn't against patriotism. It was against police brutality. It's against the immunity. It's against pretty much what's going on right now. Now, we all know that these men were probably never going to see a day in court, or probably never going to get the full charges or the full extent of the law. Matter of fact, the law should be imposed on them harder because they're walking around supposed to be enforcing the law. Of course, you ask any of them and they'll tell you, protect and serve is PR. They're to maintain order, no matter how disorderly it is. And you've seen exactly how disorderly things have become. Now, I don't know where at one time we kind of lost some things. I mean, like, the 90s, maybe because I was a kid in the 90s, but the 90s wasn't this bad. You know what I mean? Things didn't really start shifting until after 9/11, which was a horrible event. But then somewhere along the line, the social climate of things became really ridiculous. Became rigid. It became like, you can't say nothing to me, or you can't say nothing back to me. And then like, oh, well, my opinion overrules all. Yeah, everybody has that one opinion to rule them all. One opinion to find them. One opinion, and then all the other stuff. I can't even tell Keen right now. It's just ridiculous, man. You know? I mean, they'll trounce facts. They'll go ahead and they'll put like any sort of corrective tape they can over a fact. But when it comes to an opinion, though, people love those opinions to fly. And especially when it's like home run derby and it doesn't hit like it's supposed to, then all of a sudden, oh, you're the bad guy for speaking out against somebody else's opinion. Whether they have a vag or a dong, it's kind of like that. And yes, after a while, like the whole thing with gender and stuff, it just gets to the point, man, where it's like you're sitting there thinking, so many arguments, no resolutions. So many problems, no resolutions. More problems are within the problems, by the way. That's why I always tend to say, one crisis at a time. I solved this one. Where are you at? But once again, if the institutions that surround us are built mostly on our vices, our failures, pretty much to try to impose us and trap us into the warped versions of ourselves that are walking around nowadays and profit off of them and higher margins, I would say. I mean, it's any wonder why we act the way we do. It's any wonder why we are in the cesspool of things that we are. It's any wonder why, like, everybody's sitting there saying, yeah, I want to get out of 2020 so bad. I want to go to 2021. 2021 is the promised land. 2021. Let me tell you something about 2021. Okay? 2021 at best is the sequel to the crap pile movie we have now. You know what I'm saying? Unless we get right, unless we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, unless we vote and get these jerks out of office and really pay attention to where we go, they're going to be here. They're going to be right there along with me and you. And the only difference is that they're still making a lot of money. And not only that, doing what they can to go ahead and censor us and hold us back from using some of our rights. We're allowed to gather. We're allowed to protest. We're allowed to speak out about things that we don't agree with in the hopes of promoting change. Now, the only thing we're not supposed to do is incite violence. And good Lord, we've been good about that, haven't we? But at the end of the day, you'll probably say, Jay, what about Kyle Rittenhouse? What the hell with Kyle Rittenhouse right now? Okay? The whole thing about Kyle Rittenhouse, even his stuff is like, at the same time, ridiculous at best. Oh, he ran out there on his own accord and shot those two people. Like, there's more to it. Even while you look at certain videos and you see, like, what's going on with the kid and stuff like that. I mean, do I hold him in high regard? Do I think he's a hero? Hell no. Not at all. But once again, it was poorly handled. He was a lifeguard. He worked over in that area. And then, why was he out there with the militia group in the first place? And a lot of people are looking at it like, well, why does he have an AR-15? Well, what exactly is he supposed to do? He doesn't have a bayonet on it, so he's not breaking any rules in that regard. But at the same time, it makes you wonder exactly why he's out there holding that. It makes you wonder exactly, were the people trying to get into his face? Was he defending himself? Or did he willfully just want to go out there and shoot and cap? You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's one of those things in 2020 that we're talking about because, everybody's like, oh, 2020's off the rails. No. Hold your tongue. 2020 at best is the head of this cesspool of a zit. this huge, you ever watch Ed and Eddie back in the day? I mean, Ed and Eddie. And like, Eddie was breaking out and had this huge zit on his head that pretty much covered his whole damn head. That's pretty much 2020. But you got to look within the zit and see exactly what piled up and got things so clogged to this point. I want to say it's 2016's problems because of everything from 2010 to 15, all inside of that. And then you got 2017's problems, 2018's problems, 2019's problems, and right here at the peak, 2020. Yeah, no movies, none of that stuff. Some things were pushed back to 2021. And of course, you got a virus that's floating around that we don't know exactly is the cousin of the flu or not. And then we have this would-be proto-vaccine that could allegedly wipe it out. But everybody was sitting there pushing back dates talking about, yeah, it'll end. No. It's a virus. We don't know if it'll end. We hope that it'll end. We hope that we have some control. We hope that we can treat this stuff. We hope that people will survive. And then another thing, all right, it's unfortunate that we lost significant legends in 2020. But we lost significant legends 4 years ago in 2016 too. We lost people in 2015 as well. We lost a lot of people. I'm not going to just say names. Okay? I'm not this time. Because they were legends. Some lived full life and some were gone too soon. But here's the thing. We're not supposed to live forever. We're all on a finite date. We just don't know when the hell it is. I could die doing the J-Man show tonight. The point is this. Enjoy those people while they're here because you never know when they're going to go. And at the end of the day, don't worry about any of the stuff that comes after because they're not. They don't move anymore at this point. You see what I'm saying? But you still sit there and worry about your first world problem. You still sit there and talk about, next year's going to be different. Unless you make the changes that are necessary, unless you put things in motion, plant the seed, if you will, things are not going to change. Things are not going to become any different unless you're willing to get out of your own way and try to make that stuff happen. And yes, unfortunate for Breonna Taylor, she is another circumstance of how stupid the justice system is around here. But once again, it's not being changed because, people out here are not going and doing what is necessary to make the change. And of course, don't look at the mainstream media to see where exactly the answers are with that because according to them, there's no value in doing the right thing. That's why we're still here doing all the wrong stuff. And I hate to be as, about it as possible, but I am pretty disgusted. I look around at all this stuff, people sitting there talking about, I wonder if my man cheated on me. I wonder if she really likes me back. If you have to ask these questions every day, maybe you need to move the hell on. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather be hated by a lot of the women around here than to wonder and worry if quite a lot of them, or at least a few, love me or not. Because there's more important crap going on. There's things I could be doing. J360 Productions, that's all about moving and making new things. That's all about making change. Because you know what? I don't care for how the industry is right now. So I built my own company. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still going to fight for it. And I'm going to fight for racial equality. Yeah, I might lose a couple of followers, but then again, they might have not been following the right person if they have a problem with me fighting for racial equality, for, the better life, for, hey, a better tomorrow, something new, That's where I'm at. No, so it's not 2020 with me. It's this whole damn new decade and me sitting there, thinking this until the day I either get choked out by the police or shot up or, robbed by my own people or kicked aside or mistreated by anybody else around me or listen to my family find a way to go ahead and screw me over or just, listen to my staff go ahead and be like, you know what? We don't want Jay to be the leader of J360. Let's try to overthrow him to where I throw them all out. Or in some way, don't wake up in the morning at all. I have to think about what exactly I'm going to go through. But I'll face it with a grin. Because I'm not afraid of this crap. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm going to do something about it. But I'm not here to live in fear. And I'm sick and tired of our society stuff. And I almost cussed. I know. But I'm allowed to speak about it. And I always look at that list. I always look at that Black Lives Matters list and hope that I or nobody I know ends up on that thing. And I just hope that we can become better people. And I hope that we'll get that change. But good Lord, I know we'll have to fight for it. Well, this always requires the strongest wills, right? So if you're on my side about it, thank you. If you've been a follower from day one, I'm not trying to diss you or anything. But you know, if you have a hard time with the subject matter about things, I told you way back when. Leave if you must. But I will not chase you. I don't keep those that don't want to be kept. And it's time for me to get off of here. All right, so the J-Man Show is tonight at 9 o'clock 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I will catch you all then. This is the J-Man signing off. Peace.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.